guys, this is the funnest park I have ever built. I mean, transcends, you guys know me back from my RC days to when Planet Coaster come along this past April. This is hands down the most fun I've ever had with a simulation game. This park right here. I mean, let's just get into it here real quick. And since this is maybe we'll call this the January review video of everything I've been messing around with and how the park's laid out, and maybe this will give you guys, because I know you all like the pictures and stuff, and follow me on Twitter and do all that stuff, but the tweets and the forum pictures and stuff, they just don't do it as good of justice as when I can bring you into this park, watching these videos like this. So let's just you guys have probably seen most of this. I actually made a formal entrance for the Frontier Pass area. So basically, when you come over the bridge from the main area, you've got this, you've got the sign right here that leads you to a lot of the stuff that's going on. Fire Mountain, way in the back of Frontier Pass. Studio Walk off to the left. The rope course and the rock wall right in front of you, Frontier Pass. I'm going to have an information booth over off to the left. Probably may do something actually even too. This is kind of a bare spot. This would probably be a good, since this is like a main crossroad area where you kind of have to make your decision on which way to go first. May try to do some kind of little adventure-themed information booth right there. But yeah, as soon as you come into Frontier Pass, you get to my rock climbing wall, so you can stop and do that. Still really been lazy on the rope course. Haven't even touched it in about, I don't know, since the last time I updated you guys, but got to get the rope course done. You make your way by this little beef. This right is one of my buildings from like way back in like Alpha 2, I believe. And it looks real crappy right now because it was like a safari type building that I had made for the Lion King Pride Rock Park. So what I may do is end up doing a tutorial video and how to take some of these older buildings like this and maybe show you, maybe I'll actually film sprucing it up, making it look more frontier-like. So yeah, that might be a good video coming up for you guys. Then of course you got Fire Mountain, the little volunteer fire canyon runner coaster, and I thought this was cool. This is since it's more of a family ride, the little kids and stuff would be on it, more attracted to it. I put a little photo spot right here so they could get a picture in front of it. I just rode Fire Mountain and wait for it to go by in the background. So definitely thought that was cool. And I know that some of us were talking, Fire Mountain kind of takes up a lot of park real estate back here. But, in the grand scheme of things with the Frontier area, I wanted to keep it fairly small. I kind of love this shot right here where it kind of creeps up over the trees and stuff. Keeping this area fairly small because, I just come off the Geyser Springs and the whole Frontier Park. With it being the main attraction, I just figured go big on this one because it's really the only ride besides the little aeronauts ride and the rock climbing wall, which, as you know, the guests can't actually get on. I just thought it was a good fit. I used up a lot of space, but it was always the kind of intention to build a frontier area over there. Got a really cool come up with a frontier type playground. My slides come out looking a little crappy, but for the most part, I think it came out okay. Got the climbing ropes right here, slides. Got the steering wheels and the bells and stuff like you would see. Also wanted to do a little handicap accessible, like a little wheelchair ramp. So not to leave those little kids out that might be in a wheelchair, so their parents and stuff can wheel them up and they can ring the bells and stuff and spin the steering wheel and stuff. So that's a cool little addition to you might want to consider adding if you're building a playground. And What else do we got here? One of my favorite parts started back here, and a lot of people were kind of scratching their heads at first like, Steve, I don't know if that'll work. It just kind of, you're getting a little too jumbled up and crazy right now. Dutcher and them were on there, and they were saying, I just don't know. You're getting a little crazy. N7's like, Steve, there's a point between chaos and, you know, good, and you're right past that land into chaos. So I'm hoping I've brought it back a little bit. I'm hoping you're kind of seeing the overall adventure type feel with this park. So pretty much once you go through this tunnel, you get into the studio walk area, and that is where everything is pretty much going to be movie themed. You know, either the 3D Transformers building right here I built, and the Megatron, or excuse me, not Megatron, haven't built him yet. I'm actually thinking about maybe trying Megatron, and also trying, what was another one we were talking about wanting to try? Might have been Grimlock, the actual Tyrannosaurus Rex that Optimus Prime the ride, you know, like the leader of the Dino Bots. So I was thinking about maybe building that and just maybe having it interchangeable. And if not, because see, I've got this right here. You've got the Bumblebee photo spot, and actually Dutcher and JT and a couple of those guys on Guys Worlds were telling me, Blue Spirit, a lot of them guys were saying, you know, it doesn't really look right with Bumblebee right here under the sign. It's kind of like if you were going to take a picture of him, you probably, you know, it was just looked weird. So I think a good kind of compromise that I did to kind of straighten this area up was to move Bumblebee back to his own section. And I think I just said Gridlock a few minutes ago. Grimlock, the Tyrannosaurus Rex. I think it looks better now with Bumblebee back out of the way, and the studio walk sign just being right here. And this was pretty cool. I tried to make it look like movie reels, and all I did was I took the gear and the saw, and if you know, you still got the weird kind of gear marks, but if you put those close enough together, that might have been a little too far. If you put these close enough together, my little peeps, they look like spinning movie reels. So that was pretty cool. Oh, too, also, in one area I haven't showed you, big shout out to Jonty. His little Main Street kind of corner building, his little Star Street Coffee, Street Fox Coffee. I think that fits really well right here on the corner. Kind of gives a good universal kind of city walk, you know. Of course, mine's studio walk, but still, those kind of buildings I love. He did a really good job on a nice, clean. It's a lot of detail with. If it makes sense, it's a lot of detail without a lot of detail. It's just enough to make it look clean, believable. Really, really good filler building. And then just got this started this area yesterday evening. Got a little Bates Motel area to kind of cap off the end of the eastern section of Studio Walk. So I've got a little Norman animatronic down here kind of peeping. So, and I'm not quite sure, but Mother may be up there in the room. So you have to find that out for yourself and see if you see her up there. But my best bet is to tell you, just go on to the next exit. Don't stay here. And so maybe have a little more work to do on that over there, but we'll leave Norman to it. This right here, another little idea I had. Actually, let me just spin you around and show you Jonty's other building, his town hall center. I thought that worked out really cool right here in the movie section. So once I've got like a little fight scene going on here. So as the guests and stuff are walking by, they can, they've got this massive piece of scenery right here to look at, and I think it just fit in that corner perfect. But what I was also going to say is if you take these posters and you sink them into the ground enough, I think it looks really cool. It kind of gives a movie poster, kind of movie reel, kind of almost like a mosaic that the guests walk over. So if you can ignore the little pegs. But other than that, I think it's a really good walkthrough area. And I also think it's going to look cool. Like, yeah, I've got my Looney Balloons building, and I took my Disneyland fire station and turned it into a restroom. But once I get more stuff out through here, I'm thinking about doing a Mad Max ride. I think it's really going to look cool once the guests start making their way over here for more than just getting the... So I think once this area gets populated and there are a bunch of guests walking through, that is going to look really, really awesome. Kind of a ghost town over here right now because all of this stuff is pretty much facade. None of this is working. So, and I was telling a couple guys too that were telling me, "Oh man, you should build a Transformers ride or try to do it." I think that's a great idea, but also an old trick that some of us RCT3 guys used to pull. If you're going to do that to save yourself some frame rate and not have to make it actual size of what you'd need to make it a dark ride, we used to, okay, you've got your facade right here like this. Just leave it like that. And once you go to do a review video or once you do the final video, build it totally separate. Do it on a totally different map. Build your ride because, nobody's going to see it from out here anyway. So start you a new map, build your dark ride. It'll save you a ton of lag and a ton of frames if you don't actually try to build every single ride. Obviously with the coasters and stuff you'll have to do it, but your dark rides, if you can, if you're planning on doing a massive park on a big scale like I'm doing here with Adventure Point, don't try to do every single ride in the park if you can help it. It'll really save you on frames. If you keep that separate. And once you do your feature videos, no one will ever know. And like I mentioned, here I am. I've got this awesome facade. Not many pieces involved with it, maybe a little around 400 pieces. And there is no actual ride that the game has to generate. And like I said, really, really, really help you on the frame. So take that in consideration. Build your dark rides or your indoor rides on totally separate maps. If that's a concern of yours. So anyways, guys, yeah, this is all I have to update you on. It is Tuesday, January 10th. You're watching this. So this actually is, this is the main point. This is not an old save. This is all I have built right now. So from this point forward, anything after this, like I said, I'll probably record fixing up that building. I don't know if that'll come first, either that or I really want to kind of tie in the west part of the studio area, studio walk. I want a Mad Max coaster. Really thinking about doing a Mad Max launch coaster out there. So you guys subscribe to me and stay tuned for that. I think you guys will really like that. I've got some ideas in mind. I built my truck, so I think that'll be a good entrance point. People walking past the truck may come up with some other stuff. It just kind of depends on how inspired I get as I'm actually building the ride. But yeah, guys, this is how Adventure Point sits as of January 10th. So really don't have any time frame on this of when I want to get it done. It's just kind of, I do a lot of work on it on the weekends, and I do a little bit of touch up and some work during the week, after I get home from work and stuff, usually a few nights a week. So I'm just kind of taking my time, listening to your guys' feedback, and yeah, that is how this is going down. So like always, leave me a comment down below of something you'd like to see or what you've seen me do on this, and any questions you have, leave me a thumbs up. If you enjoy this video, or if you end up enjoying it, please enjoy it. I always have like 20 or 30 likes on these videos, and there's like one of you out there that dislikes it. I really don't know what your problem is. I'm just kidding. It is what it is, guys. Just give me a thumbs up if you enjoy it. If you don't, pass me up. And let's just keep having fun with this Planet Coaster, guys. I'm really enjoying it. Coming up on over 700 subs to the Wolf Pack. So, yeah, thank you, guys. Really, really appreciate you. Appreciate Woody, Rachel, all those guys, Ethan, for the shout-outs and sharing my work. Big shout-out to Sidious, Sid, Gary, Diana, Chris Sawyer, for their theme park simulation games, for giving me that platform and letting me post my pictures and stuff on there. And yeah, guys, we're just having fun. This is a fun game. Waited a decade for it. And yeah, funnest park I've ever built, hands down, in a simulation. So that's all I've got to say about that. And I will catch you guys next time. Shank you.
I'm so far